Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Deck Express, our first Deck Express video here on the Draw 7 TV videos page. Thanks for checking us out. Make sure you hit that like button if you have a good time with us. So today we're going to be showing a deck that I'm going to be playtesting for the next month or so in the standard format in hopes of playing it at Indianapolis at the end of June, especially coming from somebody who doesn't normally play the meta decks, or at least anything that you would consider to be meta, like Lurantis Gx. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what this deck is all about. All right, first we're going to be starting with Beedrill EX with 160 HP. So we see here for one colorless energy, the attack is really strong, especially if you don't get that mega out sooner than later. Discard up to 2 Pokemon tool cards attached to your opponent's Pokemon. This is actually a really cool attack, and something that I've found that I use if I already have a Mega Beedrill set up on my bench. I'll go ahead and put a Beedrill out and use this attack as well. The Pin Missile attack, I never really ever use it unless I'm in a crunch, so yeah, there's Beedrill EX. And then, of course, we have Mega Beedrill EX, 200 HP. And, guys, this card is just absolutely ridiculous. Hazard Stinger does 40 damage, and it's also discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed and poisoned. And here's the best part. Put 4 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns. And right down here, there's no retreat cost. So, basically, you hit him for 40, which actually does 80 because of the 4 damage counters from the poison, and it paralyzes him as well, and really just puts your opponent in I don't know, kind of a bad state of mind, really. And that's definitely one of my favorite cards right now. And it was actually a promo card. You can only get it in the promo boxes. But that goes then in, or at least I should say that really comes into play with Fomantis and what Lurantis can do. Of course, we have Fomantis at 60 HP. The Synthesis is a pretty good attack. Search your deck for a Grass Energy card, attach it to one of your Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. I rarely use that. I mean, if I have to, I will, but I rarely use that. It's really Lurantis GX that does all the work. So for 1 energy, it does Flower Supply, and for some reason, if you ever catch me, I usually say Power Supply for some reason. I don't know why. But it does 40 damage, and you can attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So what's cool about this deck is I actually don't mind Ultra Balling away a few energy cards, or Sycamoring a few energy cards away, or anything like that, because Flower Supply just brings them back into the game. So it actually benefits me to have energy be hammered off of Lurantis or really any other Pokemon in place, so that's really cool. The second attack is Solar Blade for 120. You can heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. I use this attack every once in a while, just sort of depends on if I can get a one-shot hit with it or not. But what is also interesting is with this Flower Supply, you can attach the basic energy cards to any Pokemon any way you like, so it can actually be Lurantis if he is your active. So that's something to think about as well. And another strong attack is the Taurus Gx. Attack does 50 damage times the amount of energy attached to this Pokemon, and that should be Grass Energy there, excuse me. And that, again, I don't use very often, but I'll use it in clutch plays. So you got to imagine this, right? So you have Lurantis GX out, you Flower Supply for 40, you put the 2 energy on Mega Beedrill. Next turn, you bring Mega Beedrill up into the active, do the Hazard Stinger, and then the next play after that, you bring Lurantis back up, and just continue the cycle. Now, something else that is very important here and is pretty much one of the biggest parts of the deck, or best parts I should say, is the Max Potion card. So I use this card a lot. I usually always use it 4 times in a particular game. So basically what that does is heals one of your Pokemon, and if you do discard all energy, well, again, the discarding of energy isn't a problem at all, and most of the time I use Max Potion without discarding any energy at all. So imagine this, Mega Beedrill EX does the Hazard Stinger, discards all the energy, next turn somehow they hit Mega Beedrill for 160, something like that. I just Max Potion it off of there, no harm, no foul. Same thing with Lurantis. I usually only have 1 energy at a time on Lurantis, so I can Max Potion, use the Flower Supply by putting another energy on there, and it's just a continuous cycle over and over and over. And the chance of one-shotting a 210 is, I mean, it's pretty good depending on what deck you're playing against, like Mega Gardevoir or something like that. But a lot of times they're not able to one-shot it, so it's just really a continuous cycle. And again, that's why I'm also playing a Center Lady in here to get that 60 damage off there. A few other Pokemon that I'm playing in this deck that I didn't mention previously is one of my favorite from Sun and Moon, Pinsir, with an HP of 110. I love this first attack. Flip a coin. If heads, put your opponent's active Pokemon and all cards attached to it to your opponent's hand. Now, I get this isn't the strongest card in the world, but let me tell you, I've used it time and time again for this Roofling, and it has worked out incredibly well, and it's been so much fun bringing Pinsir up and using Roofling. And if I'm in a bind and I really need to use the attack, I will, and man, it's just a blast. So anyway, I just put one of those in the deck. And of course, I include a Taurus Gx just because this Mad Bull GX is just absolutely ridiculous. And Rage is also very good too. And it's nice to have another attacker in case something happens to Beedrill and or Lurantis at some point during the game. So it's always nice to have a second attacker in there. And I only include one Shaman in this deck. I toyed around with two, but I found that I didn't really need to. So I play one in here. And again, this just becomes a target if you play any Decidueye deck. And you can see that on some other videos that we have here on the page of Sierra and I playing this deck against her Decidueye deck. All right, we're going to move through the other cards real quick. Mega Turbo it's a good card for this deck because it can come into clutch plays. I actually needed to add a fourth Mega Turbo to this deck, but if I can't get Lurantis going, or if both my Lurantises are knocked out, then I can use Mega Turbo to get that energy on Mega Beedrill. It's just another way to get the energy from the discard. 3 Trainer's Mail, pretty standard. Most of the time, I usually play 4 in a deck, but I found that 3 works for this pretty good. Ultra Ball, of course, we play 4 of those. We all know what that card does. We all know what the Versus Seeker card does, and it's also very, very strong. Another very important card is the Forest of Giant Plants. It's interesting in this deck because since I don't have a Stage 2 Pokemon, you know, if I can't get this out for some reason, it's really not that killer to this deck. But it is nice being able to jump into that Lurantis and Mega Beedrill on turn 1. And that's really the only reason this card is in here is just for that situation. Of course, we have Hex Maniac to stop Decidueye and all those other ones like Shaman and things like that. I actually tend to play this card more than all my other supporter cards during a game. So I find that interesting as well. I added 1 Lily. Isn't this full art beautiful? Absolutely love it. Added 1 Lily in here. I've been able to use that first turn 8 card situation a few times, and man, it's just amazing when you can make it happen. Of course, we have 1 Lysander in here. We all know what that does. We've got 4 in. Mainly because the cards in this deck are very important for the whole synergy of the deck, and I really like in over Sycamore here. As you can see, we're only running 3 Sycamore, but, you know, still fairly standard in a deck like this. As I mentioned earlier, we got 1 Center Lady. We are running 1 Pokemon Ranger, even though I very rarely, if at all, ever use this card. But if I'm going up against a Glaceon or something like that, it's nice to have it. Another card, this is probably my second most used supporter card in the deck, is Professor Kukui. The draw 2 cards isn't really the best part of this card. It's that 20 more damage. I'll tell you what, guys, when I'm using this Hazard Stinger for 40 and then you're putting all those damage counters on it from being poisoned, man, that extra 20 damage really does come into play a lot. So really got to imagine it's hitting for 40 plus 20, that's 60, plus the 40 for poison, that's 100 for 1 attack. So really good. 2 Beedrill Spirit Links in the deck. Didn't need no more than that. 2 Floatstones. I actually need to add another Floatstone to this deck. I find that Floatstones actually are used, man, more so than any other straight up item card in the deck. But it's important to get those Floatstones on the Lurantis. Really both of them. If I have to put one on Taurus or Shaman, I will, but they're really for Lurantis there so he can get back on the bench. I run 2 double colorless energy. It's pretty much all I need. I don't use Taurus or Shaman a lot in terms of attack, so I really only need 2. And I love these new energies. I have 9 of those in the deck. So there you go, guys. 60 cards, one of my new favorite decks. Definitely testing this out for Standard. We'll hopefully take it to Indianapolis in a few months, in the summer months. And yeah, Beedrill, Mega Beedrill, and Lurantis GX. All right, guys, we're not going to waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into a few matches, see how these goes. And hopefully a lot better than my last few games on here. I don't know if you've had this problem or not, but I find that my hands are just absolutely terrible on the online game. Okay, we're taking on another grass deck, it looks like, so it could possibly be Decidueye, even though I see the Venusaur up here in the corner. So I guess we'll see what happens. But all right, guys, let's dive in, and hopefully this won't make me look like a fool, like the deck sucks or something like that. So, all right, here we go. Losing the coin flip, you know, it really isn't that important if I go first in this deck. Of course, I always prefer to go first, but if I don't, no big deal. All right, so we're starting with a Beedrill EX. That's totally fine. Could be worse. Could be a Shaman start or something like that. Oh boy, we're playing the item lock. So this may turn out to be absolutely horrible for me. I guess we'll see, guys. Hopefully not. All right, here we go. It's funny because every time I play an item lock deck, I just do absolutely terrible. So this will this will be pretty funny for my first game. Okay, here we go. Lugia EX, so pretty standard in a deck like that. Lugia is almost like a Taurus. It pretty much works in any deck you have, and that's one thing I love about Lugia EX. Okay, so it does look like we're playing Decidueye Vileplume, and this deck is very, very good, guys. Very good. So we'll see how this goes. Wish me luck. I'm not really worried about the Decidueye, but the Vileplume, that's a whole different story. So looking at my hand, let's see, I got a Lurantis, Max Potion, in Ranger, Sycamore, 2 energies. Okay. Not bad. I don't want to end here. I may have to, though, depending on what we get further. All right, let's see what he discarded. So he's got rid of 2 Vileplumes already, okay, and a Decidueye. I'm sure he's got a Revitalizer in his deck, so he's probably going to be able to pull those Vileplumes out. I'm not... oh, no, the Revitalizer is in his discard also, so we'll see if he runs more than one of those. Looks like he's getting set up fairly decently, though. Be nice if he attached some tool cards. Okay, and he doesn't. All right. See, the bad thing is now I really don't want to set this Forest of Giant Plants out knowing that he also has a grass deck. So I may actually just in here. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm really wanting to avoid him getting that Vileplume out. Okay, didn't get much there. We'll go ahead and put this Spirit Link out there. I'll go ahead and attach that energy also. Let's do an Ultra Ball. Get those 2 out. Get this ball rolling a little bit in case he gets that Vileplume out this next turn. I want to be able to at least be somewhat competitive in this game. All right, so we get a Tauros. I'm cool with that. Another Beedrill. Let's go ahead and throw... actually, you know what? We're going to wait on that Floatstone. Let's see what I can get on the Trainer's Mail. Mega Turbo, Max Potion. Okay, I'll go ahead and drop that out. And I may just wait. He doesn't have any tool cards attached, so we'll hold off on that. All right. Here's hoping he doesn't get that turn 2 Vileplume out and really just stop us. Even though he's already got 2 in the discard. All right, there's Gloom. See, yeah, if I would have played that Forest of Giant Plants, then we would have definitely have been in grave danger. At least a lot of trouble moving forward in the game. All right, so he discards a Lysander, an Oddish. Okay. Gets that Dartrix out. He ends us. Okay. Here's hoping he doesn't pull into a Forest and then also into a Vileplume, which, you know, that's probably what's going to happen. Okay, another Dartrix out. You know, Decidueye really doesn't scare me, especially this deck specifically. So I'm not too worried about this. All right. What do I have in my discard? So I don't have any energies in my discard, so I'm actually going to Ultra Ball these 2 energies out, like I was talking about earlier. It really doesn't bother me to get energies into my discard. Alright, setting Fomantis out. Let's go ahead and Trainer's Mail and see what we can pull off that. Looks like a Float Stone, which I'm okay with. I'll go ahead and float Fomantis. Alright, let's see what we can get. Okay, there's the Mega Beedrill, so that's good. Go ahead and get him pumped up there. We do have our second Float Stone. I may hold on to that for the time being. Let's go ahead and get rid of these 2, get the Ultra Ball out, and grab Lurantis, even though he's probably going to end this next turn if I was guessing. I may actually go ahead and retreat him and bring out Tauros and put a Float Stone on him, and go ahead and draw a turn there and see what happens. Hopefully he won't get that Vileplume out. Okay, so he's got the Decidueye working. 2 Decidueyes working. Okay, here comes the shots. I'm sure he's probably going to go out to this Fomantis. It'll be interesting to see if he runs any de-evolution sprays. And there comes the end. Of course, of course. I was waiting for that. I shouldn't have pulled the Lurantis out yet. I should hold on to it. Oh, I got another one, so that's okay. Alright, so he's got Arrow Ball working up. So it looks like, guys, that, well, I don't want to speak too soon. He just put the Forest Giant Plants out. He may get this Vileplume going this turn. Yep, there we go. Alright, so the fun begins, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, so I want to put this Lurantis onto Fomantis. Good thing I went ahead and put that Float Stone on Tauros, otherwise we would have been in trouble. Let's see what else he does here. He's probably going to hit me for Arrow Ball. He may not, since I have Tauros up. I was going to say, I bet he's going to go for Fomantis with the Snipes. Fine with me. He will Arrow Ball me for 50. Okay, interesting, interesting. Let's go ahead and put Lurantis out here. You know what, guys? I could actually go ahead and I could Hex him here, which would be interesting. All right, let's think about this. So I can bring Mega Beedrill up and knock him. So 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. We could go ahead and get rid of... All right, let's go ahead and place that there. I'm actually going to Hex. All right, so that worked out pretty good. Bring out Kukui. Go ahead and retreat Tauros there. Pop that there. All right, and we'll have a Stinger for 40. Go ahead and Paralysis. All right, guys. Let's see if he's got a way out of this for the time being anyway. It's interesting working around an item lock because he's item locked also. Yeah, so he's not able to do much. He actually didn't use his feather. Oh, he couldn't. I hexed. That's right. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this on Fomantis, or Lurantis, sorry. Here's Kukui. Yeah, there's my boy. Bring Beedrill back. Go ahead and bring Lurantis up. Let's go ahead. What do we got here? We got 4 energies in there. 120. All right, let's go ahead and Flower Supply on Beedrill. So this is the general idea. What I want this deck to do is continuously just build each other up like this. And there goes a Lugia. All right. So we got past our first one. Who's he going to bring up? Decidueye? No, he brings up Vileplume. Okay, because it's got the float on it. All right, so Beedrill's ready to attack again. Be interesting to see who he tries to snipe after here. If he was smart, he'd probably go after that Shaman. But time will tell. I don't know how you guys feel about item lock decks, but I absolutely just despise them. To be honest with you, I can't stand item lock decks at all. I get why they're so good, but man, they're annoying. Am I right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and retreat back into Mega Beedrill here. I'm actually going to go ahead and attach that to Taurus, and then we're going to go ahead and do Hazard Stinger to Vileplume, which will paralyze him. So this un-item lock would be nice. Even though we're in a pretty good spot, really, it actually benefits me more to have that item lock active so it hurts them as well. Alright, so more snipes coming from Decidueye. Yeah, try and get that Lurantis out of there. Let's see if they do anything else. Okay, so they don't. So Vileplume will be done after this turn, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and retreat that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and Lurantis. Let's go ahead and Flower Supply. See, I told you. I was going to do it. I just said Power Supply. Let's go ahead and put one on Beedrill. And another one on Beedrill to keep that rolling. Alright, guys. So the item lock is gone. That's good news. Well, at least I think it's good news anyway. Alright, so now that we've opened up items for them as well. Ninja Boy. Okay, okay. Interesting. I'm so glad we're streaming this one, guys. Turning out to be a pretty good game. All things considered, I pretty much got the hand I needed to start with, even with that item lock, and they were able to not get that out on turn 1. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Alright, so they're going to do 90, so they're going to knock out this Lurantis, which is fine. Be curious to see who they go after for the snipe. Okay. Okay, not terrible, not terrible. I mean, not good. Alright, so now they got that rolling. Hopefully they'll go after Taurus here with that snipe. We'll see. That's 60 damage. You know, honestly, it'd be really smart of them to go after Shaven here. Nope, they're going after Mega Beedrill. Okay. See, guys, this is where I need my max potions. Big time. Alright, so they've chosen to go after Mega Beedrill, which is actually okay. I'm okay with that. They're going to Razor Leaf. Man, that's going to be perfect against Lurantis. Let's go ahead and bring Mega Beedrill out here. All right, we got Fomantis. Okay, that works. That works. All right, guys, let's go ahead and drop this here. Let's bring out Lurantis. Only other problem we have now is not enough energy to last. Let's go ahead and do that. I can't decide like what the best attack is with Mega Beedrill. I don't know if it's the poison, the paralysis. I can't decide. All right, so they're powering up Taurus back here. That could be a problem down the line. Man, I really hope we get some draw support here. So we used 3 of our ends, 2 of our Sycamores. Okay. Oh, Lysandering up. Lurantis. Okay, that's a really good move on their part. Hopefully I get something here on this draw. If not, that could spell disaster for us. Okay, and they're just going to hit Mega Beedrill from the sniping spot there. You know, even if I didn't get energy or anything here, it'd be awesome if I could get out Max Potion. It's interesting they're just going to go straight for Mega Beedrill here. Okay, let's see what we get here, guys. Lysander. Okay, that's an interesting play. Well, I don't want to do that because I don't want the poison to go away, even though it will go away here after this next turn. I'm just going to, yeah, do that. They've also not used their GX attack, the Hollow Hunt, so that's a thing as well. We also have to keep in mind they're down to 4 cards in their deck, so they're going to have to take 2 shots here, which is very, very, very possible. All right, so they put, is that a DCE? Yeah, they put a DCE on that Decidueye. Okay. All right, guys, this is going to be interesting to see how this works out. All right, so they're going to continue to hit Mega Beedrill. There's really nothing I can do about it. The Feather Arrow, yep, there it is again. And they're probably just going to pass turn. They do, okay. 1 energy. Okay, so they're going to be able to knock out this Mega Beedrill this turn, which is not good. I don't know what the best play is here, guys. Oh, gosh. All right, let's see here. Let's check our discard. We have 1 Mega Beedrill, and then 2, so our other Mega Beedrill is already far away from us, so we won't be able to use that. I'm going to bring up their Shaman here. And then I'm going to Flower Supply. Put it on the active. It's really the only choice I got here, guys. Alright, so they're going to knock out this Mega Beedrill here, 40, and they're going to probably put the other 20 on Taurus back here. Maybe not. Okay, 180. Okay, so Mega Beedrill's dead. These games with Decidueye are always so close. And what stinks about this game, I've not been able to use my max potions at all. At all. Which really stinks, and I have no hand, so that doesn't help either. I'm hoping they don't have a way to retreat Shaman here. Okay, so they put on Lurantis. Interesting. Ah, they do have a way. Okay. So, guys, I'm going to have to get some type of draw support here. Otherwise, we could be dead in the water. 90. Okay, 110. Ah, we didn't. Okay. So I could do 150, knock this one out. They got 110 on me. That's going to be too dangerous. I'm actually going to throw that there. I maybe should have put that on Shaman. Alright, we're actually going to... Okay, let's think about this, guys. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. Okay, so here's what we're going to try. We're going to retreat. Bring up Taurus. Oh, guys, this is so close. Alright. I'm sure I got a max potion out of that, too. They're down to 3 cards in their deck. Okay, so they can do 40 damage, so that's 460. Okay, so if they can get an energy out here on one of these, okay, they do. Yeah, that's going to be in the game for us, guys. Wasn't able to pull it off. Man, so close, I think. Unless they just happen to misplay here. That was a very, very good game, though. Very happy with it, I'll tell you. So they do 90. Man, that's exactly 180 if they get this one off. If only there was a way for me to hex them or something like that, it may be more successful. Man, I hope they misplay. I hope they just don't do the Feather Arrow, even though that's the whole point of Decidueye, you know? They are taking their time, really thinking about this. Another way I can pull this off, maybe, is if they do the Feather Arrow to another one of these Pokemon, like they do one to Lurantis and one to Tauros. I may be able to pull it off. 70, yeah, that'd be one short. Okay, here we go. Wow, they do one to Lurantis. Okay. They do both to Lurantis. Interesting. Okay. Wow, guys. Okay. What do I do? Guys, I have it. I have it. I know how we can win this. All right, here we go. I'm going to Max Potion Lurantis. VS Seeker. Grab Lice. I can't believe this, guys. I think they misplayed there. Bring up Shaman. Holy smokes. I can't believe that actually worked, guys. Wow. Wow. I don't even really know what to say. Holy smokes. I can breathe a sigh of relief. Man, that was a tough game. Holy smokes. So basically what they could have done there was Feather Arrow Tauros twice, but they were worried that he was going to hit even stronger, even though it would have knocked him out. And I was able to come back there. Let's take a look at his deck real quick. Yeah, just a standard Vileplume and Decidueye deck. Man, that was a lot of fun. I'm actually going to go ahead and open that one here and mess with that one later on. But thanks a lot, guys, for watching this episode and our Deck Express first episode of all this. If you liked what you saw, if you liked the deck, heck, if you even liked the match, make sure and comment below, like the video, all that stuff. And again, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next episode here on Draw 7 TV.